The heart of man is untouched, for once it has confronted existential madness, chaos and order have embraced all that is like the nature of awareness. Awareness is the most important study of man, for it is that which is taking you to a realm before judgment can appear. It is that moment of just being alive. You breathe, and on a winter's day, watch your breath leave you as it visited you for an instant, and you wonder of the fragility of life. I have found that many moments where incapability showed itself to me, my problem began the instant where I took an act where I was not being momentary responsible. I felt my responsibility and how I had to act was on the basis of how people should see me, rather than how things are being seen in the moment. Once you realize this, communication no longer becomes something to, in a sense, plan, but it seems that the minute communication happens, it implies itself. So we, by, in a sense, having our consciousness individualized in the human being going into a routine, need to get this awareness that the routines appear because the attention of the being is on the same thoughts, the same view, the same reality. And what that means is that before I fell down on a football field for the first time, I felt like I could not fall. And the minute you fall, you begin to realize the nature of this reality. That in its falling, it is too okay an aspect of experience, and there is no judgment that needs a hammer for justification. Some beings seek juxtapositions that collapse their eyes. And as it happens, when poetry is taken to a sense of observing your reality, that everything is intertwined, that every concept of any concept was relevant to who was viewing it now. Even though we come out of this world, we are given the gift of a self-awareness that is more than just seeing our reflection in the mirror. It is being certain in a manner it seems no other physical being can be, because we are not the experience of any other physical being. We are the assumptions that we agree to, and these build foundations for communication. But in that communication, man must not get lost. He must hold the wisdom of the wind that goes between any structure. We are a formless presence, a formless intelligence, and there are many moments that the human being is going to judge itself for being human, for being a temporal being, for not understanding its reasoning, not understanding its source. But it will see that the source is still on, the light is lit, and there is work to be done. For the writer's table is to the table where the cosmos stands in the interpretation of man. You must find yourself beyond words and begin to see that all that an immortal caterpillar can do is not to seek immortality while it's a caterpillar, but to trust the moment of its being. And there the metamorphosis of the actuality of cause will take you where you will confront your deepest question, and there you will stand in the silence, seeing it broken, as if you were the greatest swordsman, and in an instant you had sliced truth to see the presence beyond. An objectification or a subjectification of space and time, but the actuality of the experience of the being, which in a very transcendental manner is spaceless and timeless. And of course it's very hilarious, because it's that moment where an idea is realizing it's not an idea, and not that it's Neo waking up in the Matrix, but it's you are seeing the chosen one was actually how choice kind of flew in your life, how you chose things And in that choice, we're a continuation of an awareness to form and manifestation. We must find a compassion, my friends, that is to such a depth where we are compassionate as consciousness, not as an idea who's trying to be the, to get the nicest sticker for doing a good job. You want to be very sincerely aware of the communication that is your ability. Do you see? What that means is, if I was to tell you, go become aware, just the next time you speak, just pause and just hear yourself for a second, you will begin to see that you can take that same analogy and begin to observe it as manifestation, and see it that instead of observing the words, we can observe the meaning beyond the words, which is the implication that, oh man, we thought the playground was just in the park. No, the playground is every moment of your being where there's an awareness to a sense of a characteristic, to a story. Because we are not a character in one story. We are a character in infinite stories, and we think we're one, so we're a bit bombed down, but you don't need to be. The nature of your awareness is one of creation, for you are alive as creation, within a very creative experience of yourself. So through the self-inquiry of being aware of who is the seer, you will begin to find a serenity that will be the elegance of how clouds have faded to show the limitless sky. And all human beings are able, when they become aware of themselves as a moment of being, and then caught with a mindfulness that suggests how God planted the seeds of its own design, you will become the intuitive flow of the bliss of the existence that you are. And trust me, it's the fun of this is that there's a remembrance that you will laugh. You would just laugh because you would see that you took ideology too seriously. And bless the comedians that shake up language to water this garden of this projection and project that is the human species evolution within itself. And do not think that just because you are not speaking, because you are not doing the things that you want to do, you are not being purposeful. Because some men, maybe your parents even, may look at you and be like, all right, I see, what this guy, what he's doing or whatnot. But you would see that when life becomes your audience, there is no judgment aside from the being that needs to just open the doors to honest and clear vision. What that means is you must allow the ripples on the pond to become clear, then observe the nature of extraction and explore your multidimensionality and planes of existence, and to know that the reason you can do it, for you are beyond it. You are utilizing the tools of an integrative view to begin to loosen up ideology, perhaps just like how an ice melts, but then with the deeper focus which meditation can provide, and just you don't have to even call it meditation, you could just go sit in deep self-contemplation and just observe through the mystic that was always a lover of the unknown, and your life knows how to be alive. and you will follow that interesting alignment. And for one moment you'll be like, gosh, my heart was working so much, I never really sat down to be aware of just this body. What that means is I see a lot of branches of knowledge, but many of these branches of knowledge are not seeing the roots, and the roots is always direct experience. For where else can there be you? And when I asked the universe, it gave me the same letter. The beauty of being is not in giving and taking, not in doing, but in being all that is being done within your moment of experience. And so you will see that in your trust of your state of being, which your emanation is this temporality, but your spark is spaceless and timeless. The beauty of the birth of a temporal being was that it was given the opportunity to consider non-existence, and in doing so, becoming aware of existence in a manner that has totally realigned the unknown. What that means is, if you thought you were looking at one sky, no, you're looking at an infinite sense of openness in which man has made himself the closure. As you observe that which you are, the guidance of grace is your home. Much blessings and namaste.